今回は開幕から7連勝のパドレスを止め、今季2勝目を挙げた今永昇太投手について、大絶賛の米メディアの様子を見ていきます。それでは、行ってみましょう。4月5日、現地時間4日、カブスの今永昇太投手は、本拠地で行われたパドレス戦に先発登板しました。今永投手は、初回、2回と三者凡退に抑える好調な立ち上がり。その後、1点リードの3回ツーアウトから、マルドナド選手のソロホームランで、同点に追いつかれるも、その後は、得点を許さない気迫の投球。7回3分の1を投げ、4安打、1失点、無四球、4奪三振の好投で、今季2勝目をマークしました。今永投手は、開幕から7連勝中だったパドレスを止める投球で、今季は、防御率 0.98。降板時は、地元シカゴのファンが、スタンディングオベーションで称えていました。また、今永投手の好投に、米メディア、マーキー、スポーツネットワークの出演者も、今永投手を、投げる哲学者と称し大絶賛しました。ここからは、その様子を見ていきます。
San Diego Padres, they rolled into town unblemished. Nothing but perfection all season long, and the Cubs said, not on our watch. Specifically, that man, right there, the throwing philosopher, and his philosophy today was throw it where they cannot hit it. And boy, oh boy, was that philosophy ironclad. 7 1/3, 4 hits, 1 earned. And then Justin Turner chipping in and doing the little things. And a pinch hit appearance for Michael Busch. And that was big. It plates Ian Happ. And then Ryan Presley, pure gasoline. Right down Broadway. Jake Cronenworth, thanks for playing. A 2-run W. That is the final result. 3-1 in the series opener, and the Cubs, they continue to roll. They're now 3-1 in series openers, and they won their last 3 of the exact same kind, just like that. So pull up a chair. It's time to roll. This is Cubs Postgame Live. We're presented by Yuengling, America's oldest brewery. I'm Cole Wright. That's our Hall of Famer, Elise Menaker, and that's the Chicagoland Hall of Famer, Cliff Floyd, the 17-year big leaguer. And Cliff, Elise, you guys know when you're out there on the field and it's a little bit cold, you need to do all the little things the right way. And Cliff, from what we saw from this Cubs team, they did do all those little things.
They really did. And I think what the biggest thing for me is they're now 27 walks in the last 4 games. So their at-bats have been off the charts. Mm-hmm. They're not chasing. They put Randy Vasquez, in a situation where he had to make pitches early. And I just thought that they had quality at bats. Even though you didn't get as many runs as you wanted in the first inning, that took its toll on Randy to get him out the game. But I think overall, a day like this, cold, wind blowing in, you're not going to hit any homers. We saw some balls hit, on the screws. But as far as just having those quality at bats and gutting out, a couple runs was huge for them.
Absolutely. We saw Maldonado, the only home run of the game. That one was just 365 feet. It barely squeaked out. But the one thing that's currently jumping off the page, the Cubs right now, they're 6-0 with a lead after 8. Now, things they did get a little bit interesting in the 9th inning, but at least that's the difference. You have to close out and win games like this.
Yeah.
What they were not able to do a season ago, 28 one-run losses.
Well, yeah, and I think even just doing the little things right, because I was with you after the first inning. I thought against a team like this,
I was there too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did actually say it to you as well.
You was eating everything that they had over there.
You were busy eating. But you knew what I said, which is I didn't know at that point if they should have gotten a couple more runs in that situation against a team like this. They didn't need it, and that's especially because Shota goes 7 1/3. I mean, that was a huge part of it, the way that Shota pitched and shut down the Padres offense. I mean, then you add to the Cubs, they're winning in different ways to start this season. So you see the bats last series, but in this series you don't get that. Change of weather, wind blowing in, 7 walks, as you mentioned, in this game. They had only 3 hits. And so I like the base running in this game. I like the defense in this game.
Yeah.
Late in this game, you had a nice catch by PCA, huge stop. Otherwise, if it rolls by him, who knows what happens. Matt Shaw, great. That's a difficult play at third base. And so I think that's exactly what you're looking for.
And he certainly supported his starting pitcher, Shota Imanaga.
Okay.
Cliff, when you're done hating, we're going to talk about the throwing philosopher and everything that he was able to do today. 7 1/3, 4 hits, just 1 thin earned run. and 0 free passes. He certainly whittled down on that, but what we saw in Japan.
Yeah, he's not going to walk you. It's just what he does not do. And, you know, when you talk about facing him, he hides the ball so well. We always talk about that. Well, at least me now is talking about this perceived velocity and how his ball gets up on these hitters. It's just fun to watch him go about his business. You know, he gets into those runs where he'll strike out 3, 4 in a row, even though he might get into a count that's favorable for the, you know, for the hitter. He is going to make a pitch to get himself back into that bat and put you away. I mean, he was phenomenal today.
Yeah, the longest start of his Chicago Cubs career. Something tells me he has a CG coming down the pipe this season. Don't want to be too presumptuous, but we know how he can pitch, and when he is at his best, he is really, really good. Just like Cole. How about that? Cole Pearson, 66.
Hey, Cole.
I love that. Cubs win. What an outing from Shota, flying the W from T-Town, Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Burner.
Oh, this. Look at that. Ooh, a little anime style. The Cubs prevailed over the pesky Padres this opening day, 3-1. Excellent effort by the Cubbies. And Shota Imanaga be here for it.
Graphic.
Oh, we were here for it, and so was Shota Imanaga, Edwin, and T-Mac, and they're having a conversation right now. Go.
Longest outing of your career. What made you so efficient today?
キャリアで今日の登板が一番長かったんですけど、今日の効率の良さは何でした？
まあ長いといってもワンアウトしか取ってないんで、まあでもそれでもこうバックが守ってくれたんで、こうやって長い回投げられました。
I mean, to say longest outing is one more out, but it's really thanks to the defense behind me.
When you were walking out for your bullpen to throw some pitches before the game, describe the feeling that the fans gave you that reception.
そう試合前のブルペンでに歩いていくときに観客の声援を聞こえたときどう思いましたか？
まずこのリグレーに帰ってきたなと実感しましたし、まあ僕2年目ですけども、そういう選手に声援を送ってくれてすごく感謝してます。
It just felt like, you know, coming back to Wrigley, and you know, I'm only in my second year, but the fans, you know, I'm just very appreciative of them to show that support.
What has stood out to you about the offense so far this season?
まあ今シーズンの打線について一言言ってください。
本当にどっからでも点が取れますし、ヒットが出なくても今日みたいに点数が入るんで、すごく心強いです。
You know, it's very reassuring. You know, we can score from anybody in the lineup, and you know, there may not be a lot of hits like today, but we find a way to score, so it's very reassuring.
Thank you.
Finding a way to score to support Shota Imanaga. That was the blueprint today, and the efficiency from Shota Imanaga, at least 26 batters faced, 20 of them saw first pitch strike.
Yeah, and back to Cliff's point of the no walks. So in 17 career starts at Wrigley, 114 strikeouts, 12 walks.
That's pretty good. As I do the air math, that's as solid as it comes. And for him to go out there and
What are
Cliff,
you laughing at?
Yeah.
He's
That's
air
amazing.
mathing over there.
Cliff, just the fact that fastball, even though it's lower half of the 90s, it has that appearance that it gets up on you a whole lot quicker, and it sometimes seems as if it's 96 to 97 miles an hour when it's really only 92, 93.
Yeah, but what we always talk about is where the location of his fastballs are. You said in our pregame, you said when it's up, get it up, right? It's not about getting it up in the zone where it's hittable, but he's putting it in spots where it looks hittable, but it's not, right? For every hitter, when you're in the box and it looks like you can hit it at the top of the zone, typically you're either gonna pop that ball up or you're gonna miss it. And he's able to execute when he wants, when you know, in any situation. And when he has a good feel of the baseball and it's coming off the fingertips with confidence, it's going to be a long day for any opposing team he's facing.
Yeah, Shota Imanaga, he is an absolute artist when it comes to changing that eye level, and he's really not in the business of giving up home runs to cats who hit in the 9-hole. Alex Cohen, oh yeah, Ace is wild. Shota Imanaga in gift form, no doubt about it. We feel good about him, so does Alex, and so does his skipper, Craig Counsell, with more on Shota's Afternoon.
Yeah, I mean that's. I mean, you go a full major league season, and people have, you know, that it's just a good pitcher. So he's making pitches. And that's what it's about. And he makes pitch, and then he makes another pitch, and he makes another pitch, and you know, he doesn't make mistakes. And that's a pretty good formula.
You go 7 innings, even once for a starter nowadays is
Yeah.
rare. He's done it twice already in 3 starts. How important is that just for this team?
Yeah, I mean it's one, it means you're getting a heck of an effort. There's obviously some residual effects for your bullpen. You're putting this deep into the game and kind of getting to the right place in the bullpen. So, he's had his last two. All three starts have been awesome, and he's off to a great start. And I thought he pitched just really, really well today. Again, just throwing quality pitches after quality pitch, and that makes it tough on the other team.
Speaking of quality, you guys only get 3 hits, but you have plenty of quality at bats within that to, eke out a win. I mean, that kind of has been the way the team has gone so far this year.
Yeah, look, the big play again today was a base running play. There's no question about it. I think we've scored 6 runs for sure after beating a force out at second base. 10 games in, we got 6 runs from beating force outs at second base. That's a real credit to the guys, and it's a real credit to just a detail that we might go 30 games and that doesn't matter one bit. But when you can make that big of an impact with some base running plays, I think the guys in there feel like it's important, and they've shown it, and we've won games because of it. So it was a great effort by Seiya. It's great attention to detail, and we get a run there, and then we make an error, and it's on a day that's pretty tough to score, and we got good pitchers on the mound. It held up.
Seiya isn't usually very demonstrative. What's it like seeing him celebrate that?
Well, that's what's great about the play, is that it's a play that kind of makes you accountable to each other, and you do it for each other, and that's what's so fun about it. It makes you feel connected to the guys, because it's a play you do for your team, right? And so he felt that, and our guys have felt that.
Can you connect it to the error that comes right after it? Because who knows, maybe
it's just giving yourself another out, another swing. I don't think it caused the error, but it just, who knows what happens, right? Just giving yourself another swing.
There was so much talk about how much the wind was blowing in last season, and is this something you guys prepared for? How to win games when the wind's blowing in?
You expect to do it in April. You expect this is how you're going to have to play here in April. But I think, we have talked about it. I think and the guys believe in it, and I think the base running stuff's just a little example of it. It's expected in April baseball here.
I think Ryan had 3 ball counts in every hitter. Does it just feel for an older guy this early in the season, cold day?
Yeah, he did. I think there's some caution to the right hitters, but I think it's getting ahead of those hitters is what's important. Probably just to fall behind initially is first pitch strikes was probably something that I think he can do a better job of. But he kept making pitches, and he had an idea, and he doesn't lose his head, and doesn't let the game speed up on him, and that's from being out there a lot. And he ends up making really good pitches.
いかがでしたでしょうか。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーなどを中心に野球情報をお届けしています。この動画が良かったら高評価、チャンネル登録をよろしくお願いいたします。今回も最後までご覧いただきありがとうございました。それではまた次の動画でお会いしましょう。